Paprika is based off a novel of the same name by Yasutaka Tsutsui, which was serialized in Japanese women's magazine Marie Claire in 1993. The movie itself came out in Japanese theaters in November of 2006 and was animated by Studio Madhouse, which is famous for Death Note and Paranoia Agent. And if you don't know, this movie is directed by one of the greatest directors of all time, Satoshi Kon, who is famous for Paranoia Agent and Tokyo Godfathers. Satoshi Kon was among the best directors in the medium of anime until his recent unfortunate death in 2010. His blending of realistic character designs and setting with Leishian surrealism created visual experiences is unlike anything anime has produced before. Beautiful and haunting dreamscapes that unravel the human psyche both literally and figuratively. A great example is his last work, the strange, dense and insanely inventive Paprika. Dreams as a concept has always captivated me, and never before I have ever seen such a well done representation of dreams in any form of media. Movies usually treat them as either being pointlessly strange or pointedly symbolic, but Paprika captures this essence of fascinating effect. Dreams are as much as about flow and direction as they are about immediate situation, and this is something very apparent when watching Paprika, as the dream flows and changes fascinatingly with mundane illogic, moving from one setting to another with only a thematic thread between them. Looking back at my own dreams and how they shift from one setting to another based on the emotional context, I see that this movie portrays this very perfectly. I can see that the dream sequences were thoughtfully brought to life and were not crazy just for the sake of crazy, but throughout all of its fanciful imagery and creativity unbound by the realism, Paprika has story behind it that deals with very strong human emotions, and it excellently views this emotional content throughout this film, particularly in these dream sequences where the subconscious expresses the truth behind each character's external's day-to-day personality. The plot is that in the future there is a machine that is created to allow people to see into other people's dream and project themselves into that person's dream. This machine is used by psychologists to resolve internal conflicts and often shed light on the subconscious problems that patients are suffering from. This of course was inspired by Freud's theory that says that dreams are the gateway to the subconscious mind and acts as a symbolic wish fulfillment of the desires we are unaware we have. However, someone starts sabotaging the project, apparently out of the desire to protect the sanctity of dreams from prying eyes of men. Dreams are one of the last places we can escape and without being viewed and judged after all. And then all hell breaks loose and the machine starts merging reality and the dream world for some reason. Paprika is so surreal that it makes End of the Evangelion looks tame by the comparison. This is Eraserhead level insanity. Ultimately, the villain and his true motives are revealed and the plot is resolved with a surprising ending. It is quite the journey to get there though. The idea of using the dream invasion as the form of therapy and changing the way the person thinks is a very interesting concept for me. However, Paprika is more than just a high concept piece revolving around a single cool idea. It is the use of classical psychological theories, engaging characters, and tendency to not to hold the audience hand that took it from merely a good film to a truly great film. The characters in this movie are also so great. The main character is the psychiatrist Dr. Atsuko Chiba, who wishes to use this machine to help her patients even though it is not exactly legal at this early stage of testing. She is so strong-willed protagonist who doesn't succumb to usual cliches and traits that leads women in anime too often to suffer from. Chiba's alternate persona is the more light and playful Paprika, whose forms she takes when she is into her dream world. Paprika is in many ways a polar opposite of the cold introverted Chiba, which of course is referencing to Jung archetype of the shadow. Paprika is cheerful and bubbly, because she is everything that Chiba has repressed just to pursue a career as a doctor and to be taken seriously in this highly patriarchal society. Paprika represents the hidden aspects of Chiba that she has rejected and stored away.
My voice cracks a lot.
The other main character is Kosaku Tokita, who is an obese man-child that is also perhaps the world's most brilliant scientist. He is often treated very poorly despite his intelligence and represents how every geek fears the society views them. However, Tokita develops as a character along with Chiba and isn't simply there to be a boring stereotype. Paprika is too good of a movie for that to be the case. Now let's talk a little bit about the art. Art and the animation is one of the strongest points of this anime. This is where show really shines in a way that needs to be justified by numerical criteria. This sheer imagination of Satoshi Kon deserves 10 out of 10 scale because just the way it is so imaginative and allows to fulfill the objective of exactly what an anime should be. And as seen from the fact that countless other imaginative and oniric pieces like the world of Miyazaki are also highly rated as compared to Satoshi Kon. Thus logically, this movie deserves 10 out of 10 for the art and the animation. The colors are lively and vibrant, and the animation is slick and beautiful. The real world is rendered perfectly with ridiculously detailed background and even more ridiculously detailed animation elements. The fantasy world is breathtaking, with even more insane details and unique elements. And when reality and fantasy comes together, it's crazy just how fantastic everything looks. Every frame inside the realm of dream, which you will keep questioning yourself whether it is or not, is well thought. And generally, every small object is full of symbolism. It is well polished, colorful and varied, and will make you for a good experience as well. The next thing we are going to talk about is the sound. The only sound that was catchy was the track used for the parade thing, and even that wasn't the best I've ever heard. However, it was pretty catchy when used. Only the score and the music of this movie is lacking. It is clear that he used the same musical producer behind the Paranoia Agent's score track, and I simply cannot find his style of music appealing. It feels immature and cannot contribute effectively to the mood of the movie. Much better soundtracks and the music was used in the movie Perfect Blue. The score of that movie sold the hauntingly intense atmosphere of that movie. This movie of course has the visuals better, and this is his best looking film yet, with vivid animation and as expected brilliant direction. Overall, while mostly fantastic, Paprika does have a serious flaw. In its surrealism, it loses the track of the plot. While the plot is mostly strong, it can become more disoriented and simply bizarre, and especially towards the ending, it loses the track of what was happening in the plot. It seems quite strange, and this would be the case considering the source material, which also may be worth checking out too. Even after numerous viewings, I honestly couldn't explain exactly what happened no matter how hard I tried. Nonetheless, Paprika is something that absolutely has to be experienced because there is honestly nothing else quite like it. It's one of those rare animes that I would honestly recommend to even those people who aren't anime fans. It's less than a vein of the anime and more in the vein of surrealism film. Also by using the animation in the perfect way to bring out the bizarre visions behind it. While it is quite not perfect, it's an absolute sight to behold and an absolute must-watch movie for the people who are watching this video right now. Have you watched Paprika? If you have seen this movie, then make sure to comment down below and tell me about your thoughts in the comment section down below. And that was for today's video, guys. If you enjoyed this video, then make sure to like this video and subscribe to my YouTube channel because I post daily anime content about top 10 top 5 listings, anime reviews, recommendations, news, theories and all sort of anime content on daily basis. So if you enjoyed, please subscribe, and that was it, and I will see you in the next one. Sayonara.